that's the kind of attitude I want to hear.
Yep, that's it, right. They're coming under starters orders now for 13 laps of Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup action. Who's going to make the start? Is it Brian Iriarte on pole position for the first time? Rolling well. And Christian Daniel Jr. just to slot in behind Veda Pratama. There's the 51. Brian Iriarte has the advantage, but is he going to...
The pack there, Morelli's made a climb up from outside the top 10, seemingly to about 10th or 9th position. All cleanly through. Look at the number 11 of David Gonzalez there, in 4th position now. He's carrying through that good form from Aragon.
Yeah, and all the riders of the rookies...
Quality. You owe, well, you owe him a couple of Red Bulls, unfortunately.
No, right.
I was going to say, we can't do beers, too young, but there we go. There we have it. Well, hopefully the rider's all up and okay. It was the number 40 of Gabriele Tessini and the 72.
All there. Anyway, back to the leaders. There's the 51 of Brian Iriarte in 2nd place, being chased hard by Christian Daniel Jr., but Veda Pratama has the advantage as they drop down onto the start-finish straight for the first time.
Hakim Danish, who started...
As they sweep right-handed and go up the hill, it's the number 11 of David Gonzalez in 3rd place.
There is Danish. 6th position for your...
54 of Veda Pratama. There's the 7th of Benyat Fernandez. As I say, he came back off 3rd, having only qualified 13th. He's up into 7th place.
Quite a big group now forming at the front. It's right back there, so that's Morelli up into 5th position now.
Yeah, and he can go well here. He's so frustrating because he has a great weekend and then a not such great weekend. He certainly is quick here. He was 3rd here.
Look at them all fan out, Peter. 5 riders, and it's Danish coming out on top into 1st.
He came from at least 7th place as he crossed the line there, back into 1st place.
And Iriarte is all the way down.
Absolutely superb. And Morelli, a bit loose there on the brakes, but he's collected it all up for the sweeping right-hander.
And Peter, that's Ramadipa in 4th position then. Brilliant, brilliant stuff.
Absolutely superb. Yes, then Christian Daniel Jr. on the 70. But there, as you say, back in 8th place. Oh, that's the 50. That was actually 50 of Carter Thompson we saw in picture. And the 7th, I think Benyat Fernandez went up the inside there. Ramadipa. And fanning out again, the 7 on one side of the track, the 95 of Marco Morelli on the other, but it is the 7 of Benyat Fernandez who has the slightest advantage. Who's going to be late on the brakes?
First at the first corner once again then. So Iriarte is as you were basically a lap ago, but with Ben Fernandez and Morelli up the top once again. Mitani's joined the fray as well now. The number 34 for him. Him and Christian Daniel Jr. gone very wide there, but it is Thompson who's unfortunately come off at the final turn.
I think he got it slowed down before he ran out of room.
Oh, and Morelli's got a long lap penalty for irresponsible.
Does he do it? I don't know. At the back there is the 13 of Hakim Danish. My goodness, that's close.
Yeah, Danish got pushed back a little bit into the first time.
Hakim Danish, the points leader.
And then we've got Leo Ramersdorff and the number 5. Not seen much of him so far this weekend. He actually qualified down in 10th position, but now he finds himself inside the top 4.
And you know, I think he had a really great...
Nearly touching the back wheel of Danish then as he goes across the front of him. He loves a tough move into that part of the course, doesn't he? Goodness gracious me. We've got serious confidence in the front end to be able to do that. Iriarte, though, just fiercely determined.
4 abreast. 5, 6, 7 abreast. My goodness gracious me.
And it's the Japanese rider of Zen Mitani who looks as though he's going to have the inside line into turn 1, but no, it's Morelli who cuts across the front of him, and Pratama
was on the green there, wasn't he? So he's got to watch that Veda if it looked suspiciously like he touched the green. And there is the number 95, the 17-year-old Argentine Marco Morelli, who has to do a long lap penalty.
Have we not seen it? Have we seen it on our TV screens? We've got it on our time.
You know, what is it? The top 18 all bunched
now
up.
He's 17th again.
Yeah, so he's way back at the end of that group.
He can't have been so fast that he just... Did he punt Carter off? But I thought he was ahead of him at the time, but we'll have to find out after the race.
That's right. But he's going to pick up, of course, he's right at the...
And he's got a lot of work to do in 7 laps, though.
Pratama has the advantage.
Oh, yes, he does. No, not for long, though, because it's actually Beñat Fernandez as Leo Ramersdorfer looks on his outside, doesn't want to take anyone out. That is a very nice lad.
Yeah, but he's got
the top 10 now. That's the best we've seen from him so far in his career.
You're on board with Hakim Danish on the 13 in 4th place at the moment as you go through the sweeping, climbing right-hander Ega Pratama 1 and 2, 180 kilometres an hour, 112 miles an hour.
Carter Thompson did not...
Expert, so maybe he's, he's taken some advice. Anyway, the 7 of Beñat Fernandez, who has the advantage now. Brian Iriarte is up into 2nd place. That's the 16 of Joel Pons in the middle of the group there, and as you say, a much better ride than he's had all season so far.
There is Carter Thompson there. Way as they come down to San Donato, the 32. Brilliant ride for the Indonesian as they're about 6 abreast into the first turn. This is Rookies Cup at its wildest.
Yeah, and I'm not going to say how brilliantly they're doing because that was a curse last time, but wow, look at this stuff. It's absolutely sensational, isn't it?
They are...
Has the advantage, but Brian Iriarte right on his tail. Then comes the 13 of Hakim Danish and the 7 of Beñat Fernandez.
Lucas Brown has unfortunately crashed out on this lap. He's seemingly okay according to the timing screens as well. The 29 was having a run up with Carter Thompson for 18th.
The 7 of Beñat Fernandez into 2nd place.
Out of this one as well, but up and walking away.
Yeah, and hopefully he'll be fit and okay to have another go tomorrow. Well, Giulia Pucciolesi, as I say, the number 31 there.
From the back of the grid.
From the back of the grid, and here he is in 4th place.
Well then, still 12 minutes or so of racing to go, and it's still...
The Japanese. Oh, and now there's using everything, bits of paint, everything there. And across the road, who is going to have the advantage? The 31 of Giulia Pucciolesi, the local hero, almost has the lead into the first corner, but in fact it isn't. It's Brian Iriarte.
Very good job.
And this isn't what Brian Iriarte wants to have, really, coming down towards the end of the race here. Because, he's gone from 1st to 10th and back to 1st. He wants it to break it up if he possibly can. So he'll be putting in the laps as hard as possible now to see if he can get away from these guys.
Oh, I'm a 2:01.0. So, last time around, Ramadipa putting in a 2:02.7. I think that's why we've got such a big group of riders, Peter. I mean, a lot of them thinking about, the slipstream down the start and finish straight, and perhaps no one really wants to lead out of the final corner. They see that you can lead out the final corner in 1st, end up 10th by turn 1.
Certainly not this weekend, from what we've seen so far. Right. Coming down, there'll be just 4 laps remaining. There it is, the 51 of Brian Iriarte. Moves across there. You can't do too much swinging around like that. That's not allowed, but just moving across is fine. You're on board with Hakim Danish in 9th place, but picking up the slipstream.
With Zen Mitani in 4th. That is in the background. That's Joel Pons who got pushed out wide, unfortunately. Yeah,
but let's hope you can get back on the group. But, I mean, you were on board with Hakim Danish. You saw all the bunch around you, how tight it was. And still, he managed to outbrake everybody at the inside and take the lead.
And those are all the gravels. To Morelli starting to make a bit of a fight back.
It still is the number 13 of Hakim Danish, the points leader, who has the slightest advantage. But number 5 up the inside. Austria leads then. Leo Ramersdorfer, the 20-year-old Austrian, takes the advantage on the KTM. Austrian motorcycle, Austrian rider in front of rookies.
And now has he been pushed right back across? He's in 9th position now.
And Iriarte's gone back to 8th. As you say, you lead the race across the line and then end up back in 8th place. But number 5 of Leo Ramersdorfer looking super cool out front now. I can't believe that it might be Leo Ramersdorfer who split.
2:01, late 2:01, some of the riders in this group, which means they've got a lot more speed in their pocket, which no one really wants to lead coming out that final corner, do they?
No, it's the 7 of Beñat Fernandez, the 17-year-old Spaniard, who now has the slightest advantage over Hakim Danish. There's the 51 I can see of Brian Iriarte back there. The time screen says 7th place.
Oh, son of a man.
The 9 of Luca Agostinelli, who's in 7th place. You don't hear us talk about him too often, but he's part of the mix at the moment, looking for a podium place.
Adopted Vietnamese rider living in Italy. What a story that pace than Eli has. Certainly carries himself like an Italian. Rather sensibly as Brian Uriarte dives up the inside once again. But Morelli gets the switch back as they come into the Biondetti chicane right now. Beñat Fernandez with the lead ahead of Danish and Pratama. Zen Mitani is the best we've seen from him in Rookies Cup so far in his short career. Oh, really boxed in there. Now coming across the line about 8th or so position, but he's going to get a massive slingshot down towards turn 1. Look at them all go. They'll all fan out. But then who will end up in P1? Brian Uriarte for now.
Brian Uriarte now. Beñat Fernandez did lead out of the last corner and he led across.
Christian Daniel Jr. who started 3rd position. He's in 4th right now. He's been relatively quiet, sort of just sneakily going about it, not getting into touch wood too much trouble thus far. Now finds himself back in the premier position. He's certainly got some good speed about him. Maybe he was right. Maybe he's got something in hand coming on to the final laps.
Yeah,
is the moment it starts to get really rather tense. This final lap in Mugello, it's going to be all about finding your position to go onto the onto the front straight out of the final corner, the run to the line. No major weaving. We don't want any repeats of what we had in previous years. But look at this now, Peter. This is where they're, this is not ideal. Not going to like this. They're not going to enjoy that at all. That's not what they want to see.
It is the 70 of Christian Daniel Jr. who leads the Rookies Cup race across the line onto the last lap here at Mugello, and alongside him is Zen Mitani, the Japanese, on the 34, and they fan out. It's about 6 abreast. Brian Uriarte has it, I think. Ahead of him is Angustinelli. Ramersdorf is there as well, so Brian has got work to do on the last lap.
And they're starting to pull away, Peter. That lap last time around was a mid-2:02. That was rather slow, so they got some pace in hand. Who can break away?
And in 8th,
Pratama leading the way, eking out all the corner speed that he possibly can. As we now come over the top of the hill, the highest point of the circuit, and down they come once again then into this right and left-hander.
And Pugliese is in 2nd place. There is the number 11 of David Gonzalez in 3rd place.
He's just over to 8.
And Veda Pratama has the slightest advantage, but can he afford to be in front at this stage? Behind him is the 31 of Pugliese, the Italian hero.
Right, this is the final corner time. What kind of run can you get onto the start and finish straight again? Peter, take it away. It's going to be Pratama leading them out of the way.
Something moved on the bike. There's a 31 of Pugliese is looking for slipstream. Veda Pratama has it though. No one's going to pass him surely before the finish. It's going to be Indonesia.
He's done it. He's done it. Pratama wins then. What a ride that was. He was the one who played it the most sensible. He was the craftiest and he has...
Nama Veda Ega Pratama kembali jadi sorotan, setelah memastikan diri tetap bersaing di ajang Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025, ajang balap junior paling bergengsi di Eropa yang kerap melahirkan bintang masa depan MotoGP. Namun, tantangan yang dihadapi Veda musim ini tak main-main. Pembalap asal Gunung Kidul, Yogyakarta, itu harus berjuang ekstra keras untuk mengejar ketertinggalan poin dari para rivalnya, khususnya pembalap asal Malaysia, Hakim Danish, yang sejauh ini tampil konsisten di posisi atas klasemen. Menunggu keajaiban Veda di paruh kedua musim. Red Bull Rookies Cup 2025 sudah memasuki pertengahan musim. Dari total 14 race yang dijadwalkan, sebagian besar sudah berlangsung. Sayangnya, Veda belum berhasil meraih kemenangan atau podium utama musim ini, meskipun performanya terus menunjukkan peningkatan. Di awal musim, Veda sempat beberapa kali finish di posisi 10 besar, namun belum cukup untuk mengumpulkan poin besar yang bisa mendekatkan dirinya ke jajaran 3 besar klasemen. Saat ini, ia berada di posisi ke-9 dengan total 47 poin, terpaut cukup jauh dari Hakim Danish yang kokoh di posisi kedua klasemen dengan 112 poin. Meski demikian, masih tersisa beberapa seri penting yang akan menentukan nasib Veda. Red Bull Ring, Austria, 2 race, 20 hingga 21 Juli 2025. Misano World Circuit, Italia, 2 race, 10 hingga 11 Agustus 2025. Motorland Aragon, Spanyol, 2 race, 30 hingga 31 Agustus 2025. Dengan 6 race tersisa, peluang Veda untuk menutup musim di posisi 5 besar tetap terbuka, meski dibutuhkan kerja keras dan mungkin sedikit keajaiban. Veda Ega Pratama, harapan baru balap Indonesia. Nama Veda Ega Pratama sudah mencuat sejak ia menjuarai Asia Talent Cup 2023, membuatnya dijuluki sebagai The Next Indonesian MotoGP Star. Red Bull Rookies Cup 2024 menjadi debutnya di kancah balap Eropa, dan kini di musim kedua, ekspektasi publik Indonesia semakin besar terhadap dirinya. Namun, Veda tetap menjaga fokus dan tak terbebani tekanan. Dalam beberapa wawancara, pembalap berusia 16 tahun itu mengaku terus belajar dan beradaptasi dengan karakter sirkuit-sirkuit Eropa yang sangat berbeda dari Asia. Target saya musim ini bukan hanya soal hasil, tapi bagaimana saya berkembang sebagai pembalap. Saya ingin bisa lebih konsisten, memahami motor dan strategi balap, kata Veda dalam salah satu sesi wawancara bersama Red Bull Media House. Persaingan sengit dengan Hakim Danish. Salah satu cerita menarik musim ini adalah persaingan tak langsung antara Veda dan Hakim Danish, pembalap asal Malaysia yang mewakili Asia Tenggara bersama Veda di Red Bull Rookies Cup. Jika tahun lalu keduanya masih sama-sama belajar, musim ini Hakim tampak lebih cepat beradaptasi. Hakim Danish bahkan sudah mengantongi 2 kemenangan race, membuat publik Malaysia ramai membicarakan potensi dirinya menembus Moto3 dalam 1 atau 2 tahun ke depan. Kondisi ini tentu membuat penggemar balap Indonesia berharap Veda mampu menyusul dan tidak tertinggal dari rival satu kawasan tersebut. Persaingan sehat dengan Hakim Danish justru memotivasi saya. Kami sama-sama dari Asia Tenggara, tapi di lintasan, semua jadi lawan, ucap Veda dengan senyum khasnya. Jadwal tersisa, momentum penentu. Berikut adalah detail jadwal balapan yang masih harus dilalui Veda Ega Pratama. 1. Red Bull Ring, Austria, 20-21 Juli 2025. Karakteristik, trek cepat dengan banyak tikungan tajam. Tahun lalu, Veda sempat terjatuh di sini, jadi kali ini ia wajib tampil lebih hati-hati sekaligus agresif. 2. Misano World Circuit Marco Simoncelli, Italia, 10-11 Agustus 2025. Karakteristik, lintasan favorit para pembalap Italia. Veda cukup nyaman di sini, terbukti dengan finish ke-6 tahun lalu. 3. Motorland Aragon, Spanyol, 30-31 Agustus 2025. Karakteristik, salah satu sirkuit paling teknis di Eropa. Balapan di Aragon seringkali jadi penentu gelar Red Bull Rookies Cup, sekaligus peluang terakhir Veda mencetak hasil maksimal. Dukungan penuh dari tanah air. Sejak awal musim, dukungan dari penggemar balap Indonesia begitu besar mengalir lewat media sosial dan komunitas balap.